The Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes are down to two teams, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Where will he land? We have no idea. But apparently his decision is coming today. And a lot of betting sites, a lot of MLB insiders have the Blue Jays as favorites. So we'll break that down and much more on this episode of Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. This is giving me shades of Kawhi watch when he was a free agent and he was seriously entertaining Toronto's offer before going back home to LA. I think this is a little bit of a different situation because Kawhi was an LA native and he wanted to go back home. So the writing was on the wall over there, but it was still wall-to-wall coverage across the country and Kawhi watch and getting live footage of his private jet that was landing at Pearson Airport. So it was just a crazy time to be a Raptors fan. It was a crazy time to be a Toronto sports fan. And this is really resembling that, but kind of to a different scale here, Nick. I think Shohei Ohtani's impact would be far greater than what Kawhi was able to do here in his time in Toronto. And this is just insane. All the stories are lining up. I don't know what's true. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what not to believe. But the Jays are right in the mix. And John Morosi, a very respected MLB insider, said that his decision is probably going to come today and that it is imminent.
Yeah, there's a lot of reports, and we're going to cover them all. Some of them are more, I guess, less serious than others. But before we do get into that, a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button. About 70% of you guys aren't subscribed. Our goal is 12,500 by Christmas. And I think if Ohtani signs, Peter, that is very possible.
Might get it today if he signs.
Yeah, exactly. So scroll down. If you want Ohtani to be a Blue Jay, click the subscribe button. Now let's just get into it. I have like 8 screenshots, and this just dropped about an hour ago from John Morosi saying Shohei Ohtani decision is imminent, possibly as early as today. Now, there is the old caveat there. He said possibly as early as today, but the decision was always going to come this weekend. Ben Nicholson-Smith and Arden Zwilling on their podcast yesterday, Ben predicted today at 7 p.m. Eastern. So it seemed like the decision is going to come today, which I'm a bit happy about to finally put an end to this craziness. But Peter, the reports are getting wild. We have private jet tracking similar to the Kawhi situation. We have some wild things. The betting odds are flowing. I'm going to start throwing some screenshots on your screen now. But this one's from John Morosi saying, since his visit to Dunedin on Monday, momentum is built for the Blue Jays. Now, Peter, I'll show you some more in a minute, but momentum seems to be absolutely going towards the Blue Jays' favor. If you look at Dodgers fans, Dodgers reporters, they're starting to feel the heat a little bit and starting to turn. Most people think that it's going to the Jays now. Betting odds seem to think that as well, as very, very much so turning towards the Blue Jays' favor. What do you take of all of this madness, whether it's the private jet stuff, which I'll get into in a minute, or just the fact that everything is pointing to Shohei Ohtani being a Toronto Blue Jay, and there's a very good chance that in 8 hours, this ages well or this video ages very poorly.
I can only hope at this point because we have no further control of the situation, and it's truly amazing. It's truly amazing that the Blue Jays are in the mix this late, and the Dodgers, I mean, they were very concerned when Dave Roberts came out and said that they met with him. I didn't think it was that big of a deal personally, but they seemed very bothered by it, and they seem threatened at the moment by the Toronto Blue Jays, and a lot of American media members seem very threatened as well of the possibility of Shohei coming north of the border and not feeding into their propaganda south of the border. So I think this would be huge for baseball in Canada. It would have an amazing impact off the field as much as it would on the field. And whether he's here for 2 years, 10 years, or 15 years, it doesn't matter. You know, you get some prime years of Shohei Ohtani, that puts you in a pretty good position to win. I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm seeing so many conflicting reports. I've seen opera singers come out with different reports. I've seen MLB insiders not know what's going on, but some guy with 40 followers on Twitter somehow knows what Shohei Ohtani ate for breakfast last night. So, or last the day before. I don't know. It's just crazy. I can't even begin to wrap my head around this entire thing. And if he somehow signs in Toronto, I don't know how I would react. I mean, I've kind of been bracing myself for him to sign here, and I've been bracing myself for him to sign elsewhere. And man, I just can't even begin to imagine all those possibilities.
Well, we'll be able to know your reaction because it'll be on the channel. But let's just get into some of the the wild stuff. So this was yesterday on the Pat McAfee show. Jeff Passan said that Ohtani makes the most sense for Toronto, and the Jays are pouring everything they have into landing him. And then there's also this. This is what you said. He said, source Yusei Kikuchi reserves an entire upscale sushi restaurant near Rogers Center for the night. Reservation made for 50 people. Make of it what you will. This is kind of a joke, but people are taking it seriously on Twitter. This is the point we've got to, Peter, where who knows if that's true or not. We know Kikuchi's in Toronto. We know he's a part of the recruiting process, but we're feeding into that a little bit. Now, this is actually interesting. So Jim Bowden actually tweeted this out, which is also a little bit wild, but who knows if there's anything related to Ohtani, but credit Twitter users who have identified a private jet scheduled this morning, Peter, to fly from Anaheim to Toronto. Now, if you actually look deeper into this private jet, it seems to be operated by a company that provides access to FFA for non-U.S. citizens. So it's a private jet, it seems. And Peter, I'm believing it. I'm all in. I don't care. I'm absolutely all in on this. You'll see it in the thumbnail, the plane and Shohei Ohtani. I don't know if this is true or if this is a severe coincidence, Peter, but the fact that it is coming from the nearest, I guess, airport to Shohei at this time, Morosi tweets this out. Either Morosi is trolling us, the plane is trolling us, or somehow this has no correlation, because this also concurs with the betting odds that now have the Jays at minus 115 to land Shohei Ohtani, according to FanDuel, and currently the odds are off FanDuel's website. I don't even know. I'm losing my mind here. I don't even know what to expect, but I've never seen the stars align so greatly, and this is setting up for a colossal disappointment if he does not sign in Toronto, because this is wild stuff.
Let's remain positive here, but I'm not going to believe anything until I see the report that he has signed.
By Jeff Passan. By Passan.
Yes. I don't want to see any John Heyman bombs here saying Shoto Ohtani has signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't want to see any of that garbage. I want to see Jeff Passan report something, and then I will form my reaction accordingly, whether it's the Dodgers or the Blue Jays. But it's been a crazy couple of weeks here. Everything has been working in the favor of the Jays. They had to work from an uphill climb here, and they've done a great job from what it seems like. From going to total shot in the dark, total outsiders, they've now positioned themselves, if not as favorites, as co-favorites with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And that's great news as a fan. You clearly have the front office working very hard, but I'm worried because if he doesn't sign, they put all their eggs in the same basket here. And we've been talking about contingency plans. I haven't heard about one. I've heard that it's Shohei or bust, and they haven't said that directly, but the way that they're operating, Ross Atkins' late arrival to the winter meetings, it seems to be Shohei or bust, and that's a sign of confidence to me. That's a sign of confidence that they can get something done here in the near future and that they don't have to pivot to a backup plan. But if things fall through, and things fall through all the time in professional sports, So let's temper our expectations as well. If he doesn't sign, if he goes somewhere else, what do you do if you're the Blue Jays? Because your entire offseason was built around the acquisition of Shohei Ohtani, and if you don't have him, there's not much out there that can replace that value that you would have recouped with that signing.
Yeah, I have no idea what my feeling is going to be if he goes to the Dodgers. You have reporters that are non-reporters saying he's going to the Dodgers. You have some saying he's going to the Blue Jays. I think ultimately, if he goes to the Dodgers, the Jays have some serious work to do on the trade market, like we've discussed in prior videos, but I don't know. I'm not even going to think about that right now. We're living in the moment. We have 12 probably hours or so, a bit less than that left until he makes a decision. So let's just stay in, end up might being dreamland. If so, this video will age horribly. But if it does sign in Toronto, it'll age well. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll see you very, very soon for another video.